Hi crafty friends, Melissa Minor here. Thanks so much for joining me on my YouTube channel. It is the second Friday of the month and it's time to hop. Each month my friends and I get together for a YouTube scrapbook sketch hop. These are all the creators, so be sure to check out the description box below for a playlist and a link to all their channels. Today's sketch was chosen by Michelle Smith, and she's new to our team. She just joined last month, and she gave us the theme of Bon Voyage. I believe this sketch is from a PageMaps, but I love how it has like the fanning of the papers. So I decided that I wanted to use this Whatevs collection. I have the 6x8 paper pad here, and you can see the prints, and I've had it for a long time, and I've never used it. So I went and I just drew a little piece on a white piece of cardstock, just kind of like this pattern. And then I used that pattern and traced it onto the papers, and then I cut these out of the various papers. So I've got the right side of my page figured out. That was easy. This page is going to come together very quickly. And then I've got some photos here. Now the theme was Bon Voyage. This is my daughter, and you can see she has a cast on. She broke her arm. That's her with her coach, her softball coach. This is her travel team. And this is their end of the year party. They had a pickleball party. And even Tatum decided to join in, even with her broken arm. So I have 4 photos. The sketch only calls for 2. So I'm going to have to figure out how to make that work. I also have the thickers from the Whatevs collection. I just think these titles are so cute. I just love the colors in this collection, so I think I want to use those. And then I brought in a couple pieces of rickrack from my stash here because you can see in the sketch, it didn't print very well, but there's a couple little pieces that look like rickrack, so I want to recreate that as well. So I'm going to start here just arranging my pieces of pattern paper just like in the sketch. So I'm just gonna kind of dry fit them here and see if I can arrange them somewhat similar to the sketch. I love following a sketch. It just really is a jumping off point for you to be creative, and I think it just makes crafting so much easier. Like somebody's already designed a sketch, why not follow it? So each month, this is my favorite video to make. Everyone on the YouTube creator sketch hop list, we are all so different. We all use different products. We have different styles. And so I really encourage you to check out everyone's videos to see what they've all created. All right, so I've got one more piece here, and I think that looks pretty good. I like the way that's arranged. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my tape runner and see if I can go ahead and just start sticking these down. I don't want them to move. I like the placement of these, so I'm just going to lift these up kind of one at a time very carefully and just stick these down. So this tape runner is from Scrapbook.com. It's their dot roller adhesive. And I love this because you can pick it up if you need to, like you've got a second. It doesn't stick down completely like permanent right away. You have a while, if that makes sense. I don't know what it's made of, but I love it. Oh, that one did move a little bit. Okay, so I've got my pieces arranged, and now I need to figure out how to make these photos work because the sketch only showed 2 photos, but I do have 4. I could make a companion page, but I really think I can make it work to just fit all of them on this page. So I've got the picture with my daughter and her coach on the right. That's her favorite coach, Coach Sam. And then, so that's my focal photo, so I want that on the right. And then I think I can maybe add one at the top and one at the bottom. So I'm not following the sketch exactly because it only had the 2 photos, but you could really make this work, I think, with the 4. Now, underneath the photo is a place where they had like a title. So I want to try to use either one of the stickers or one of the journaling elements from the paper pack and see if I can make that work. So let me just arrange these again, get the photos lined up, and then I've got this little journaling card. It says, "This is the worst." And I thought that was super cute because, I mean, when do you say that? I mean, really, it's not the worst, but it's with her with her broken arm, I thought it was so appropriate for this. And our theme of Bon Voyage, I can make that work because this was their end of the year party. So it's perfect. I think this is going to be my title. This is the worst. It's so cute. And so I'm going to go ahead and just trim a little bit of these papers off so that I can make that little title piece work. I just don't want all that sticking out from behind there, and I don't need the extra bulk. So it's not going to show, so I'm just going to trim that off. Easy peasy there. So let me glue this back down. Just make sure I have enough glue on that. And then I'm not going to glue everything down yet. I do want to do some stamping. So let me just get all this placed where I think I want it. Make sure I like it. And yeah, I think that's going to work nice. I've got my rickrack, so I don't want to forget to add that. So I've got a green piece here, and then I've got a white. So I think that green will just kind of break up that black and white, and then I'll add this white piece down here to where all this color is. And I'm just going to lay it down first, and then I'll come in with some liquid glue and get that rickrack in place. Let's see here. Yeah, that looks really good. I like that. So I do want to do some stamping before I glue everything down. So I've got some Distress Oxide here in a green color, and I've got this stamp. This was included in one of my My Creative Scrapbook kits. So each month you can subscribe to their scrapbooking kits, and some months you receive a stamp, and I love this splatter stamp from Bo Bunny. So I'm just going to use it and ink it up, and I'm going to place a little splatter. I want to have like 3 places of splatter, which is going to be kind of my embellishments. Now I don't have the embellishments that go with this kit, so I'm just going to use some stickers and things. So I'm going to make 3 areas of interest with the ink, and that'll be kind of like my area for my embellishment. I guess I'll call them clusters. I didn't quite get this in the right spot, so I'm going to stamp it again. And that's perfect. I just wanted a little bit of green poking out. So again, I'm going to do another one down here on the bottom. So let me kind of move that out of the way. Let me see where that's going to go. And we'll just go ahead and stamp this one down. Perfect. And get everything lined back up. And I think this is where I decided I wanted to go ahead and make that 3rd place. So I'm going to stamp it over here, just kind of on the right-hand side, and not a lot, just a little bit of splatter over here. So you kind of draw your eye around the page there. So I'm done with that, so I will put that away. Now I'm going to go ahead and glue down my photos. And on this focal photo, since it was overlapping those pattern papers, I did go ahead and put a little foam on the left-hand side, just so that it was more even across there. Then I also added foam to the back of this title piece. This is the worst, so we'll pop that up, and that looks pretty good. And if I didn't have the top photo and the bottom photo, I think it would really match the sketch more closely. I do want to use some of these stickers, so let me look through here and see if I can make one of these stickers work. And I think this one that says trying my best, I want to try that one. I do like this arrow, and so I want to point to my daughter with the cast. So I'm going to go ahead and place it, I think I'm going to place it right on top of the photo. So that looks cute. And then I have this, I'm going to place a puffy star up here. And then this is where I'm doing those 3 clusters. So I'm going to do a star in each of the places where I have the stamping. So let me see if there's another star. There is. Perfect. So we'll add a star here over to the right-hand side. Oh, there's a little piece stuck in there, so I'm poking that out. So I've got my stars. And then I'm going to go back in and pick out a sticker. I think this is where I pick out "I'm trying my best." And I thought that was totally appropriate for this, since she was trying her best. I mean, she played pickleball with one arm. So I like that. And then there's also some little puffy dots, like little circle dots, little puffy circles of color. And I like how they're bringing, and they're sticking to my fingers here. I like how it's just going to bring in some more color to the page. So I'm going to place a couple up here around this top cluster. So I've got a red and a yellow or orange. And so I'll place a couple more over here, and then I'll place 2 more down below in this area. So each of these clusters is identical. I like to repeat elements, and so this gives that repeating element in the 3 areas. So we got all of those. And now I need a journaling block. So this is from the 6x8 paper pad. And in the sketch, there was a little like speech bubble. And with this collection, there is a die that is a speech bubble. And I wish I had it, but I didn't have it at the time. So I'm just going to go ahead and fussy cut this little journaling card. I'm just going to cut the circle out. And then I will go in with my edge distressing tool and distress the edges so that it matches the edge distressing that I did on the other pieces of paper here. So here's my little edge distressing tool. So we'll get this all distressed, and then I will write my journaling off camera, but I'll go ahead and get this onto the layout. Now I do want to mention that I will leave links to any of the products that I've used today, and they are affiliate links. So when you shop my links, I do earn a small commission at no extra charge to you. So I always appreciate when you shop my links, as that just helps me out a little bit here on YouTube. All right, so I think I'm gonna go more with the sketch. I don't wanna cover up too much of that up there, so I think I'm gonna place it down here to the bottom right of my title. And that's kind of more in line with how the sketch was. So we'll go ahead and get this glued down here. And then I will do that journaling. I'm trying to decide if I want it over top of the little piece or below it. So I'll figure that out. I did do my journaling there, you can see. And now I'm adding just a few gems. Now I've got this little box. It's like an embroidery floss box, and I've got some button or some sequins here, flat back sequins. Most of these are Buttons Galore and More that I've ordered off of scrapbook.com. So there we have it. This is my completed layout. I hope you've enjoyed today's process video. If you have, leave me a thumbs up. If you're new, I hope you'll subscribe and come back. If you don't already follow me on Facebook and on Instagram, I would love for you to follow me on those platforms as well. I thought I was done, and then I'm like, oh, I want to add one more sticker. And so I'm adding the word meh to the top here, as the teenagers would say. Meh, this is the worst, trying my best. So that completes today's layout. I hope you will hop along and check out all of those that are participating in today's hop to see what they've created. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye!